Hey Mustang fans, this is Connor Kelly, social media director, here chatting with assistant coach Blake Ortman for our first series and Around the Stable, brought to you by Roto Rooter. Blake, welcome to the show. This is our first episode. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Excited to get everything started and this new series. I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully the fans will enjoy it.
Well, thank you all for tuning in today. We'll be posting this on our Facebook and our Twitter. We'll link it on our Instagram as well, so everybody can enjoy this series. Blake, we got a few questions for you to preview the upcoming season. So we had some new pieces coming in with signings and with the NA3HL draft. Are there any pieces that we just acquired that have you excited about the upcoming season?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually pretty excited about everyone we're kind of bringing in. I think that we did a really good job during last season and so far in the off season, recruiting and stuff like that. So I think everyone that's coming in has a lot of value to them and is going to add a lot of value to the team, especially with the core group that we have coming back. I'm really excited to get this season started.
Great. And going back to the NA3HL draft, we acquired 4 very solid draft picks. What was the process that the front office had in making those picks?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough. I know this is my first year, but I've been involved in the drafts in the past and stuff like that. So I've kind of got to see how everything goes. And, you get a certain amount of tenders. Once you sign all those, you have none of those left. And then you kind of have to hope and pray that you get the guys that are still available in the draft and you get them. But I think that there's just a lot of recruiting that goes into the process, and the players that we've all drafted, we've seen play multiple times throughout the year and even for a couple of years. So I think you just try to get those players locked in so that way you can get them here in Peoria and get them starting to develop and succeed.
Absolutely. And the Mustangs have had no shortage of talent through the NA3HL draft throughout the year. So we've seen some of our best players come through there, and we anticipate going with that going forward in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sure, everybody knows that COVID-19 has definitely created some roadblocks for the sports industry, whether you're a minor league hockey team or a major league baseball team. So I'm sure you guys as a coaching staff have gone through different roadblocks to prepare for this season. So what is your approach going into the season with the possibilities of COVID-19 still delaying the season or possibly canceling it? Or we don't even know, it could be a full season ahead of us as well.
Yeah, and it definitely has played a factor so far for us. The season got stopped in its tracks last year, day of the playoffs, and it kind of just put us at a halt for a while, and it definitely affected. There's a lot of camps and stuff that we would usually attend. NA pre-draft camps are big for us, and we didn't get to go to those because of all this, and those teams didn't get to have their pre-draft camps. So that's definitely already affected us there. But as far as this upcoming season, I think you can't really prepare too much. You don't really know what's going to happen. I think you just kind of have to roll with the punches, but we do have plans in place. We kind of got our rink open back up a little bit here. I think the rink has done an awesome job of preparing everyone and sending out videos and instructions on what we need to do. We pretty much wear masks all the time in the rink now. We sanitize every single thing we touch every day, and everything is very organized. So I think we're just going to plan on controlling the controllables, what we can control here in Peoria, and that's keeping everything as sanitary as possible and doing everything by the book in the right way, and hoping that everything goes as planned. I think as of right now, we're planning on having a season, and I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to affect us too much there. Obviously, if it gets pushed back a little bit, that's just something we're going to have to adjust to and prepare differently. So that's kind of our plan going forward with that.
Absolutely. And there's kind of a different approach that hockey teams in the NA3HL have a different approach compared to what we see in the NBA going on right now with them going into a bubble in Orlando, and the same thing with the MLB with them having tests 24/7, like every other 2 days. That's kind of tough for teams in the NA3HL to do that because we don't have those resources at our disposal as easily. But with the approaches that the Mustangs are taking and the Owen Center as well, a lot of props to the people over at the Owen Center and the Peoria Park District. They're taking those steps of ensuring that people are wearing masks and keeping everything sanitized. Those are the steps that they need to take in order to guarantee or even just make sure that there is a season to be had in the future.
Yep, I agree with that. I think the rink is doing an awesome job, and they're doing everything they can to help us have a season and for them to be able to stay open. So I think everyone's kind of just working in one cohesive unit right now, and it's been a good thing.
So overall, how has COVID-19 affected the off season for you guys? It has seemed just like a completely normal off season, going through all the regular routines, uh, interviewing players, going through all the necessary steps in order to prepare for a regular season.
Yeah, it's definitely been a different approach this year. I think I've used Zoom a lot more than I ever thought I would in my life. And obviously, there's a lot of players that we saw last year, but you would like to get them in and skate. And our rink just opened, so we haven't really gotten as many kids in to skate and kind of take a look at them as we would like. But I think we've kind of adjusted pretty well and kept that under control. So I don't know. I think that we're doing a decent job with the circumstances we're under, and I think that we're just gonna keep rolling and keep doing what we do here in Peoria and keep the tradition going. So hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. But right now we're just doing what we can and trying to get by.
Great. So some exciting news in the off season. We're welcoming a new piece of the Mustangs family in September at the start of the season. Maverick the Mustang, the first official mascot for the Peoria Mustangs. So how long has Maverick been in the works? Where did the name come from? Who brought up the name? I want to hear everything about where he came from.
Well, the Maverick it hasn't been in the works too long. I think kind of just after the season, we've been looking to just change things up a little bit, make games more exciting, and I think that Maverick just kind of came randomly, sporadically on a car drive with me and one of the owners, Jean-Guy Trudel. And it just was one of those things that we thought, you know what, that'd be awesome if we had that at a game. I think he could add some excitement and get the fans more into the game. And as far as the name, that's Maverick. That wasn't up to us. That was his name already, and we just kind of picked it, and we're gonna roll with that. Maverick's his own person, so you don't get to pick people's names for him.
I think we've had some good conversations about Maverick's intro when we first introduced him at the OC starting in September, maybe a little bit of a Top Gun action when he's coming out of the tunnel with the team. So we're looking forward to his introduction and how he's going to interact with the fans. And I'm sure the fans
Yeah,
are going
I
to
think Maverick's gonna open some eyes this year.
yeah, he should be great to have. And there's just another element that we're adding to the game day experience for our fans by adding Maverick and having him interact with fans and just having fun with fans too. It brings a whole new level of family fun for everybody who comes to the arena for a Mustangs game.
Exactly, and I think it's going to carry over into the community as well. I think he's going to be all over the place. I think at sponsors and everything, events that we're involved in. I think Maverick's going to become a face that everyone in Peoria knows.
That's great. Yeah, we'll make sure to get him some hangout sessions with the Peoria Chiefs mascot Homer. Maybe we can get some fun over there. Maybe even the Bradley mascot too. We'll get them all together for a nice photo op once in a while.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
All right. Well, we have about 1 month till camp starts. A little bit over a month. We're getting ready for that, and then the season kicks off in September. Do you have an approach that you guys are taking with everything? Do you have any comments and any messages for the fans moving into September and in training camp too?
As far as our approach to the season, I don't think if it's not broke, don't fix it. I like to live by that, and I think the Mustangs have had a great tradition here forever. I think pretty sure I was the little water boy when I was 6 years old here, so they've always been successful, and I don't think we're planning on changing that. We're going to be young, we're going to be fast, and we're going to be exciting to watch. So for the fans, just be ready for another great season of hockey, and you can definitely look forward to off the ice. There's going to be a lot more going on, a lot more interaction with fans, and obviously we have Maverick coming in here, so I think Maverick's going to hopefully add to that. But I think for game day, we're looking to spice things up and make everything a little bit more exciting and entertaining for fans of all.
Great. Well, yep, you heard it here, Mustang fans. Maverick the Mustang is coming to the Owens Center in September, so be sure to be there at our home opener in September. This has been our first episode of Around the Stable. Stay tuned. Next week we'll have our next episode 2, also sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Thanks to the fine people over at Roto-Rooter for sponsoring this series. If you have any questions that you'd like to submit, I'll put a link in the posts with this video that you could submit questions, and we'll get them over to our coaching staff to answer. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And Blake, thanks again for joining us.
Yep. Thank you, Connor.